This is OOD Gallifrey from the Occulte Veritatis podcast. Once in a while, we like to throw a taste of what's on our Patreon feed on the main feed, just to show people what they could be indulging themselves in. And here's some of that crap now. So, apparently people find my voice soothing. I remain unconvinced, but I have made some sleep tracks to appease those people that say those things. And one of the sleep tracks I made was to a collection of Donald Trump's tweets. And it turned out to be kind of surprisingly effective just because he's so repetitive with his language and his focus and like who he calls liars and all who he calls fake and etc. that it became kind of like soothing in like a rhythmic way, like chanting. Anyways, here's a taste of that Patreon preview of the sleep track Donald Trump tweets. Enjoy.
To passport!
Welcome to the Black Archive.
Alrighty. Hello, beautiful gumdrop beans of Earth and beyond. I don't know how far this podcast is going to go. Maybe it'll be off-planet. Maybe it'll still be going in the age that we go to Mars. Maybe people will be listening on Mars. Hello, first Martians, if that's the case. Optimistic. But I'm here to do another sleepy time track for you. This time, instead of Scientology terms, which I will return to soon to do the second half of that list, we're going to read a collection of Donald Trump's tweets. Now, feel free to ignore me. In fact, that's the point. After a while, you'll see that his tweets are so repetitive and nonsensical and outrageous that your mind just wants to escape and shut off. And hopefully that shutdown will drift you off to sleep. Don't listen to the words I'm saying. Just listen to the tone of my voice, like ripples of sound waves throughout the night. Make sure to breathe deeply. Make sure to relax yourself wherever you are. Whatever part of you is tense, take stock of it. Is your back tense? Are your legs tense? Arms? Are you holding tension anywhere? Search your body for it and let it relax. Let it drift away. Alrighty. Let's start reading. So this is a collection from Trump Twitter Archive. They throw together lists of his tweets. So this is his bragging list. My IQ is one of the highest, and you all know it. I will be the best by far in fighting terror. I will be the greatest job-producing president in American history. I am the best builder. Just look at what I've built. I am the best builder, but if that were my building with a crane mishap, I wouldn't tolerate it. I am attracting the biggest crowds by far and the best poll numbers also by far. I am the least racist person there is. I am in Las Vegas at the best hotel by far, Trump International. I am at Trump National Doral Best Resort in the U.S. Donald Trump's Palm Beach mansion, which I turned into the greatest club in the world. Many people comment that my fragrance success is the best scent and lasts the longest. Many people said I'm the world's greatest writer of 140 character sentences. Many are saying I'm the best 104 character writer in the world. Nobody but Donald Trump will save Israel. Nobody knows jobs like I do. Nobody understands politicians like I do. Nobody beats me on national security. Nobody would fight harder for free speech than me. Nobody can beat me on the economy. Nobody will protect our nation like Donald J. Trump. Nobody more against Obamacare than me. Nobody has more respect for women than Donald Trump. No one has done more for people with disabilities than me. ISIS is still running around wild. Oh, these are his ISIS posts. By the way, hello out there. I hope that you're relaxed. I hope that you're still breathing deeply. Some people can't fall asleep to sounds like this. Some people can't relax to sounds like this. They need the silence, but if you're the type that likes a little background noise, you want to put the volume low enough that you can just barely understand what I'm saying. You just catch it, and soon you'll begin to just listen to the tone of my voice. It'll become just a blur in the background, like a fan. And hopefully you can drift to sleep. ISIS is still running around wild. I can fix it fast. 5,000 ISIS fighters have infiltrated Europe. Also, many in the US said I told you so alone can fix this problem. This is him on global warming. Global warming is an expensive hoax. Global warming is a hoax. Global warming is a total and very expensive hoax. Global warming is a total hoax. Global warming is a con. Global warming again is a con. Global warming is a total con job. Global warming is truly stupid. Global warming is fictional. Global warming is mythical. Global warming is bullshit. Global warming is based on faulty science and manipulated data. Global warming has been proven to be a canard repeatedly over and over again. We didn't cause global warming. Global warming was created by and for the Chinese. These are his claims about what he has done. I have proven to be far more correct about terrorism than anybody, and it's not even close. I have been able to spend far less money than others on the campaign and finish number 1. I have risen and given a tremendous amount of money to our great veterans. I have millions more votes and hundreds more deals than Cruz or Kasich. I have brought millions of people into the Republican Party. I have built so many great and complicated projects, creating tens of thousands of jobs. I have spent almost nothing on my run for president. I am in first place. I have 33 to 20% of the lead over Ted Cruz and all the others. Think about it. I have just over 7 million hits on social media, re-crooked Hillary Clinton. I have been drawing very big and enthusiastic crowds. These are his statements about Obama. Obama has no idea what he's doing. Incompetent. Obama has a horrible attitude. A man is resigned to defeat. Obama has absolutely no control or respect over the African American community. Obama has done such a poor job as president, you won't see another black president for generations. Obama has made one mistake after another for a very long time. Obama no longer understands how to create jobs or unity. Obama has allowed America to be abused and kicked around. Obama has no problem lying to the American public. These are the things that he thinks are the worst. Bill Clinton is the worst abuser of women in U.S. political history. Mitt Romney is one of the dumbest and worst candidates in the history of Republican politics. Mitt Romney's campaign was one of the worst races in presidential history. John Kasich is one of the worst presidential candidates in history. Ted Cruz is the worst liar. George Pataki is one of the worst governors. Bill de Blasio is the worst mayor in the U.S. Eric Schneiderman is the nation's worst AG. The New York Times is one of the worst newspapers. Charles Krauthammer is one of the worst, most boring political pundits on television. Florida Power and Light is one of the worst utility companies in history. Macy's is one of the worst performing stocks on the S&P last year. The Oscars have the worst graphics and stage backdrop ever. The Emmys is the worst show. The Hollywood's 2013 year is the worst year for Hollywood. The Super Bowl is the worst Super Bowl in history. The Denver Super Bowl performance is the worst football game ever played by one team. Our foreign policy is the worst in U.S. history. Our negotiators are the worst and the dumbest. NAFTA has the worst economic deal in U.S. history. Congressional Republicans are the worst negotiators in history. Obamacare is one of the worst political disasters of all time. Penn Jillette's Vegas show was the worst show in Las Vegas. CNBC ratings were the worst in many years. Karl Rove's strategy and commercials are the worst I've ever seen. Chuck Hagel's performance at the hearings are the worst I've ever seen or witnessed. Alan Sugar is the worst kind of loser. Rick Riley may be the worst reporter in all of sports. 30 for 30 Small Potatoes is one of the worst made and inaccurate documentaries I have ever seen. Megyn Kelly is the worst. CNN is the worst. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let your muscles relax. If you're holding your tongue on the roof of your mouth out of tension, let it settle. If you're gritting your teeth, let them unbuckle. If you're holding your head up on your pillow instead of fully letting it drift into the softness, let it fall. Just focus on my voice and your breathing, and make sure you melt into whatever you're laying on. If you're driving, pay attention. You're operating a giant vehicle. Do not listen to this. If you're sleepy, this is who Trump thinks doesn't have a clue. President Obama doesn't have a clue. Elizabeth Warren doesn't have a clue. David Brooks doesn't have a clue. Mitt Romney doesn't have a clue. John Kasich doesn't have a clue. Marco Rubio doesn't have a clue. Rich Lowry doesn't have a clue. Nicole Wallace doesn't have a clue. Karl Rove doesn't have a clue. Republican candidates don't have a clue. Chuck Hagel didn't have a clue. Someone I had just had to fire didn't have a clue. Hillary Clinton has no clue. Pamela Geller has no clue. S.E. Cupp doesn't have a clue. Errol Lewis doesn't have a clue. Tim O'Brien, dumb guy with no clue. Hillary or Barack, neither of them of which has a clue. This is what he thinks of the different media outlets. Of the BBC, no surprise it's a major scandal for shoddy journalism, zero credibility. The Associated Press, shameful reporting, no credibility, totally lost its way, stories are fictional garbage, Extremely dishonest reporting. BuzzFeed. True garbage with no credibility. I wonder how much money dumb BuzzFeed loses each year. Zero credibility. Totally irrelevant and sad. Chris Matthews. Really dumb guy, and I know him well. He gets dumber each year, and each year he starts from a very low base. CNBC. The ratings are really low. Worst in many years. Ratings are going down the tubes. CNN. The Clinton News Network getting more and more biased, so totally one-sided and biased against me that has become boring. Very unprofessional, hurting in ratings, bad television. So biased against me, shows are predictable garbage, CNN and MSNBC one big lie. All negative when it comes to me, I don't watch it anymore. Fox News, not fair. Pathetic attempt by Fox News to try and build up ratings. Without me, they'd have no ratings. Only put on negative people, bias, a total joke. Fox News is so biased, it's disgusting. They do not want Trump to win. Totally biased and disgusting reporting. Glenn Beck. Wacky, always seems to be crying, a real nut job. Viewers and ratings are way down, and he has become irrelevant. Failing host, mental basket case, got fired like a dog by Fox. He is irrelevant. Huffington Post. Such a loser. It will just die as AOL is dying. Failing. So much false junk about me. Be careful. A total joke and laughingstock of journalism. As gross as Ariana Huffington. Rude. Jon Stewart. Very boring and low-rated show. Dopey, phony last name. Most overrated joke on television. Wise guy with no talent. Not smart, but convinced he is. Meet the Press. 1 hour hit job in me today. Totally biased, mostly fake, dishonest media. Totally biased against me. Megyn Kelly. Really bombed tonight. Funny to watch. Must have been a terrible vacation. Really off her game. Lightweight, highly overrated. Dopey. MSNBC. Network that few watch and is very negative. Dead, last in the gutter in their Boston bombing coverage. National Review. William F. Buckley would be ashamed of what happened to his prize dying. Very few people read. Only knows how to criticize but not how to lead. Dying, has been losing for years. The New York Post. Really lied when they covered me in Iowa. Sad. Such false reporting about my big hit in Iowa. The New York Times. All bad decisions over the last decade. Incompetent. How bad the New York Times. Most inaccurate coverage in history. Disgusting fraud. Every article is unfair and biased. Failing. Fortunately, a dying newspaper. All bad decisions over the last 30 years. Politico. Not read or respected, maybe most dishonest, failing, losing lots of money, really dishonest, total fraud, lying, fake news. The View. The show is dying for lack of ratings, failing so badly, soon to be taken off. Explaining how the women on The View ever got their jobs, total disaster. Time Magazine. Covering show late-age breastfeeding is disgusting, sad. Lost all credibility when they didn't include me in their top 100. It was really flimsy like a free hander at a parking lot. Sad end is coming. Washington Post. Tax scam, most inaccurate stories of all history. Really dishonest reporting. Hit job book on me. Inaccurate stories. Don't buy. Boring. These are, according to Trump, all the people that are laughing. The Arab League members are laughing. Central Park 5 lawyers are laughing at the stupidity of NYC. China is laughing at us. China is laughing at our expense. China is laughing all the way to the bank. The DNC laughed at Bernie. Everybody laughed at Jeb Bush. Everybody laughed at the New York Times. The highest ranking people laughing at stupid Times following a New York Times piece. The Iranians are laughing at us. Iran is laughing at us. The Mexicans are laughing at us. Obama is laughing at the GOP. Obama is flying around on Air Force One laughing at everybody. Obama is laughing at Karl Rove and all the losers. OPEC is laughing at how stupid we are. OPEC is laughing at the Keystone Pipeline. Putin laughed at Obama. Putin laughed at Obama over Snowden. Putin is laughing at Obama's speech. Russia is laughing in the face of our oil deals. Russia laughs loudly at the U.S. deal over the Ukraine. Terrorists are cutting off the heads of Americans and laughing. Trump protesters laugh at police. Trump protesters laugh at Antifa. The world is laughing and watching. The world is laughing at us. They think we are fools. The strong world is laughing at us. Various countries laugh at our president's stupidity. We are a laughing stock. Our country is a laughing stock. Our country is a laughing stock that is going to hell. I laugh when I see Marco Rubio and Jeb Bush pretend to love each other. Whew. Those last few almost seem self-aware, but I know they're not. I know they're not. But they almost seem self-aware. These are his latest posts that contain the phrase fake news. All-time high stock market for, and all the fake news wants to talk about is the impeachment hoax. The fake news media is working so hard that information about the whistleblower's identity, which may be very bad for them and their Democratic partners, never reaches the public. The whistleblower got it so wrong that he must come forward. The fake news media knows who he is, but being an arm of a Democratic Party doesn't want to reveal him because there would be hell to pay. Never discuss us with Kellyanne Conway or Steve Mnuchin, just more fake news. Tonight we forcefully condemn the blatant corruption of the Democratic Party, the fake news media, and the rogue bureaucrats of the deep state. This number, based on the economy and how we're all company doing, would potentially be 75% if not for the fake news. This is the latest post that contained the phrase witch hunt. Mark Levin, a great lawyer and scholar, said last night that all you need to do is read the script of the call to see impeachment. It's plainly and very well stated for all to see. Witch hunt. The greatest witch hunt in American history. The greatest witch hunt in American history. This is the greatest witch hunt in American history. This impeachment hoax is the greatest witch hunt in American history. It's a witch hunt. It's a giant witch hunt. The Democrats are conducting a witch hunt. This is all in the same day, by the way. You can't get off that phrase. Infrastructure. I'm the only one to fix the infrastructure of our country is me. I am the only one that knows how to build cities. All are falling apart. I can fix everything for 20% of the cost everybody else can. Jobs. I'll create jobs like no one else. I'm the only presidential candidate who will bring jobs back to the U.S. and protect the car industry. I'll bring back our jobs to the U.S. and keep our companies from leaving. No one else can do it. Just remember to breathe. Just focus on the tone, just the noise in the night, covering up those impulsive thoughts and all those other little bumps and little scratches of your house settling that sound like a murderer, but are really just the innate changes of temperatures acting upon the materials in your house, making The put-together structure of many materials creak and crack as they adjust under different temperatures. That's all. Just take a deep breath in and relax and let your muscles melt. This is Trump talking about the haters. All the haters must admit that unlike others, I've never attacked dopey Jon Stewart for his phony last name. I would never do that. While Jon Stewart is a joke, not very bright and totally overrated, some haters will miss him and dumb down his clown humor. For all the haters out there, sorry, I've never went bankrupt. I did a world-class company and employed many people. I wish everyone, including the haters and losers, a very happy Easter. Despite what the haters and losers say, I never filed for bankruptcy. So many people think I will not run for president. Wow. What will be the response if I do? I'm so amazed that MSNBC and CNN can keep putting on over and over again. People have no idea what I'm about. It's the same people before the 2016 election that were haters and losers. Our country is doing great, far beyond what the haters and losers thought. You don't have to pay attention to this sleepy person out there. This is just a bunch of nonsense. You're just saying the same things over and over again. You're missing 0%. Just let your mind escape. Losers and haters, even you as low as dumb as you are, can learn from watching The Apprentice and checking out my tweets. You can still succeed. Sorry, losers, I loved the great energy in Madison Square Garden during my speech. The WWE thought it was incredible. Alrighty. I think my brain is about to cave in on itself. Hopefully that helped you relax. Maybe it helped you drift to sleep, or maybe you just used this to meditate. This would be very weird to meditate you, but if you pull it off, I commend you. Okay, Patreons. That's it for the sleepy track. I'm going to try and get some more Patreon content in before the next episode drops next week. You have a lovely evening. I love you all. Hail Val. Let's take over the fucking world. Stay woke.